And welcome back to Section 431. We're in the conference championships of the NFL playoffs now, so we're going to be talking about last week's games, the games coming up this week, ignoring all the other noise outside of the sports world to give you a nice, relaxing little 30 minutes of good old sports news. I'm here, of course, with my buddy Travis. Say hello.
What's going on, guys?
And we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. 4 games last week. Um, pretty good ones if I remember correctly. There was
Oh
one
yeah.
that was pretty lopsided, but we'll go and show what those games were as soon as I can get over to. There we go. All right, so yeah, those were the games. The winners are colored in. We missed. I think I picked the Browns. You picked the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Which the Browns almost came back. So props a little bit to me. We both picked the Bucks and we both picked the Bills and Packers. So we only missed the one game this time. So not too bad.
Hey. I was 4 for 4.
Oh yeah. I only missed one. Yeah, I remember I made the comment. I was like, yeah, I picked the Browns and Travis has a brain, so he picked the Chiefs. Oh man, but it was that was an interesting one. We're gonna get that one second because we like go in
Yeah.
order here. But that was definitely an intriguing game. A little controversy in there, and a little scare in there as well. So we'll get to that shortly.
Yeah.
But up
Yep.
first, we have the Bills and the Ravens, and of course the Bills were the favorites here, and they didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
It was
You got it pulled up.
yeah, I got the scores up here for you. They're not seeing this, but
Oh, okay.
we got the Bills were at home 17-3 over the Ravens, pretty handedly there.
Yep.
And as expected. But Ravens had a good season. That it wasn't their best. I feel like last year they were a lot better going in, and then the playoffs kind of just crushed them a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
this year they had some fire going in. They beat the Titans, and I think that took a lot out of them going
Yeah.
into the Bills. And the Bills are a great team as we've seen. So
I think they'll be better next year if they actually get a true, like, number one or number two receiver besides Marquise Brown. You know what I mean?
hmm
I think that'll be a lot better for the Ravens, that is. But the Bills, they're going on. They're facing Kansas City. Bills played pretty good in this game. I think so. 206 for Josh Allen passing yards. They didn't really have a rushing game. They only ran the ball 16 times for 32 yards. So John Brown was back. I think he came back either week 17 or the wild card round. I'm not sure when he came back for sure. But Stephon Diggs, 106 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. Teron Johnson, that's right. The
yeah,
101-yard interception return for a touchdown.
yeah, that sealed it, and that was what the third quarter. Yeah, so
Yeah, that was crazy one right there. That pretty much, yeah, like you said, it did seal it. So
yeah.
Ravens had a good season. I'm excited to see what they got for next year. Lamar Jackson got a concussion in this game in the fourth quarter, and that was one of the first 2 concussions in the week.
Yeah,
But the second one's kind of questionable. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a minute.
yeah, yeah, and the Bills definitely the better team. But yeah, we're going to get on into that other AFC game.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get to
Um,
that one. That
Mahomes
one's the,
scared the mess out of the Chiefs
yeah,
fans, and
man,
but
dude.
they finished it off with Henny, man. I'll give him props. That
Yeah,
dude, the Browns just let him run on those last plays, and
yeah,
but yeah, they definitely had like a
man,
second life when he went down.
man. Mahomes got up like he was drunk or something. Man, that
Yeah,
that that was scary.
yeah,
I was like, that was kind of like the Luke Kuechly one when the Panthers, when he got a concussion, when he was crying and all that. Man,
mm-hmm.
that was. But the Mahomes one was scary because he stood up and he was like, you could tell he was out of it.
Yeah, and look, they tried to say like that the wind was just knocked at them. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, they're trying to cover something up here and not scare
yeah,
people, or they don't. It almost seemed like they didn't care. Like they're gonna
yeah.
put him out next week no matter what. And I'm like, I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah, but well, from what
But
I've been seeing is it was the wind got knocked out of him, but it was also up in the air of whether he got a concussion or not, whether he got a concussion or not.
yeah,
And I don't know if he did or not. He's in the protocol, but today he was a full participant in practice. Like he threw the ball, no symptoms, nothing. So I
Yeah,
don't know. If he
it,
gets cleared, it's going to be by somebody outside of the NFL.
yeah,
That that's the way you got to be cleared in the protocol.
that's right.
S-
Yeah,
So if he gets cleared, he's ready. But did he have a concussion? I don't know. I don't know of anybody who can come back from a concussion and like what 3 days in from it be fine.
yeah. Especially as hard, like as wobbly as he was getting up.
Yeah,
Man, I thought he was gonna fall back down. Like he was so off balance and being held up. But
yeah,
I mean maybe he is okay. Maybe there's nothing really serious, but definitely need to take every precaution there. I mean, because that's the future of the Chiefs and the now.
yeah, yeah. I
So I
mean,
mean,
it, if he plays, it can have a deciding factor in Sunday's game.
yeah,
So
yeah. Because like we said, Henny did good coming in, managing, not losing the game.
yeah, but he's
But
no
having to
Mahomes.
having to play a whole game against the Buffalo Bills, I don't like their odds in that.
Yeah,
And it's going to be a tough game even with Mahomes. I think this time
yeah,
around. The Chiefs did beat them earlier in the year by I think it was like 11 points.
yeah,
So I mean, Kansas City's seen them before. The Bills have seen Kansas City before, and they're different teams now. Bills really came on strong late. Chiefs have kind of, I don't want to say dipped because it feels like they kind of just coasted
yeah,
the last few weeks. They didn't really have to go full effort. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they're a little rusty or if they were woken up by the Browns.
yeah.
Going into next week or into this weekend. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting, man. They got the Mahomes question is definitely the big one. Everybody else seems fine on both sides as far as I know. So it's just if you're a
Yeah,
Chiefs fan, you're hoping he's okay and can play
yeah.
to
And,
keep
and the
keep
way
on
it
going.
seems to be going, he's trending towards playing this Sunday. So
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
yeah,
But anyways, back to the game. We got 110 for Tyreek Hill, 109 for Travis Kelsey. Again, the two main receiving guys.
yeah.
Daryl Williams had 78 rushing yards. He had a good day. Good day. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think he's supposed to be coming back this week.
Oh, well, that's good timing because they've been
Yeah.
without him for a while now.
Yeah, it's been what? He got hurt week 16, I want to say.
Okay, it wasn't that far back then. I was thinking it
Yeah,
was a
no,
few
it
more,
hasn't been
but
that far.
but
No,
yeah,
he hasn't been gone that long. But when he got hurt, it looked serious too. But I
yeah.
guess he healed up from it and is going to come back.
Yeah,
But
because I mean that'll be good for their run game has been okay. Like Daryl Williams he had 80 some yards I think rushing.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah, it just adds to that team. It's not really a necessity I don't think, but it's
yeah,
an extra factor against the Bills there.
yeah, definitely. Nick Chubb 69 rushing yards. Kareem Hunt 32. Rashad Higgins had a good day, 88 yards. Browns just played a good game against the Chiefs. They almost came back against them.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a pretty good defensive game. I mean, Mahomes went down, but it was kind of late when he went down.
yeah,
They held him to just 22 points. 22-17 was the final score there. And I mean that's pretty good for the Browns coming back from that that Steelers game last week where they ended up giving up 30 some points. We were talking about it that you can't do that against Kansas City because they'll
yeah,
they'll put up 50 if you're putting up 30 again with the Steelers. But they did a good job, came back out there on defense and kind of held them down. I did see some kind of complain about Stefanski's coaching. He's our coach of the year pick. There were some questionable calls for sure, but
yeah.
one that got me was the earlier in the game, and it ended up being a fumble out of the back of the end zone.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
they didn't call it helmet to helmet, and I mean, that's kind of textbook helmet to helmet, and fumbled out of the back of the end zone, so it's a touchback. And then so if they call that a helmet to helmet at the goal line, the Browns could have scored there, and you see they lost by less than 6. So
Yeah.
I mean that's a big deal. I mean, yeah, it was early in the game, but even then it would they were only down 10. That would have made it less, um, or actually 13. I think it was 16-3 when it happened.
Yeah.
But that was a big play, and then you had Patrick Mahomes' mom complaining on Twitter about the hit on Mahomes, which was entertaining. Um, but like nothing. Mac Wilson was trying to just tackle the guy. Honestly, Mahomes should have passed the ball, just tossed it back to his running back. I mean, it's football. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you this. You know my girlfriend. I showed her the tweet from Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend, and the tweet read, "I'm fine and Patrick's fine." And Charity goes, "No one asked if you're fine. They're worried about Patrick."
for real. No, this is Patrick.
And I'm sitting here like, "Babe, calm down. You can't be nice."
Well, yeah, I noticed another thing. I think I messaged you. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Drew Brees, all three, their girlfriend or wife is named Brittany and spelled the same way.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just a weird little fact about these playoffs. We got three Brittany spouse girlfriends in the playoffs, but oh man. But yeah, I think it looks like he's gonna be fun, and that's good for the Chiefs, and it's good for football. You don't want to see one of the best players
Yeah.
go down like that. It was scary whether you like the Chiefs or not, for him. But he's looking like he's gonna be good. So we'll see how he does against the Bills. Maybe a little different. They may be a little hesitant with him running.
Yeah, I
They
would
may
shoot.
get the ball out quicker so he doesn't get hit. But yeah, looking forward to that one coming up. We're gonna make our predictions later, but I think that'll be a good one. I'm thinking. And then on the NFC side, we have up top, we have Tampa Bay at New Orleans, and we both picked Tampa Bay in this one.
Yeah, I was. I don't know. It's kind of the who do I hate worse because I'm a Panthers fan, and I spun the wheel and it landed on Saints that I hated worse. So I picked Tampa Bay on that one, and I'm glad they won. My girlfriend's a Gronk fan, so I was happy to tell her that hey, they won. He didn't do much, but they won.
Yeah.
But
And of course, the big story of that one, Drew Brees is his last game. Most likely, he hasn't officially announced,
yeah,
but he was spending extra time out on the field, had his kids on the field. A conversation with Tom Brady that I swear every single sports media that I follow had that video of Tom Brady throwing the ball to Drew Brees' kid.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
okay, guys, like, geez, you could see. I've seen 4 different camera angles of the same thing. It was a good moment, but
yeah.
geez,
You know what I still find kind of funny? Drew Brees' own kids. Did you hear whose jersey they wanted?
oh, Brady.
No, they wanted Mahomes jerseys.
Oh, okay,
And I'm sitting here like, well, that's kind of funny, actually.
yeah, yeah. Well, he's the best, best player in a lot of people's book, and the young guy, so it's,
Yeah,
it's not crazy, but you just
yeah,
think like a few years ago. Did you even imagine that the Chiefs would have like one of the most popular players in football?
mm-mm.
I mean, they have turned completely around really since they got Alex Smith right before Mahomes, and then they've just built and skyrocketed from there. But
Yeah,
Andy Reid, I think, is probably the key. Of course, now they're going to be the first AFC team to host 3 AFC Championship games. The Chiefs, and the second to do it since the Eagles, which was also coached by Andy Reid. Lot
yeah.
of good storylines and all this stuff. But
But to be honest, like, I mean, if they keep that team together around Mahomes, they're going to keep hosting the championship.
yeah,
Unless somebody comes up and just, you know.
yeah, you're gonna need another super team or two, or one in the AFC. And this one it's probably unpopular, but I kind of worry that the Chiefs are gonna become a Patriots. Kind of
Yeah,
like where they're just there every year. But I guess the difference is the Chiefs. They're exciting to watch. I mean, they got
yeah,
like the Patriots. yeah, Tom Brady's a great quarterback. But they would always bring in like wide receivers, that were outcast, or like they would bring in like a Randy Moss, every now and then, or somebody big like that.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you had like Julian Edelman, who probably wouldn't have made a single other team, given a chance. Wes Welker, different guys like that they made
Yeah.
it work. And I mean, who knows? Maybe these Chiefs guys like Tyreek Hill, maybe he wouldn't be good on a team that didn't have a guy with an arm like Mahomes. But man, they're just making it work, and they have so many weapons on offense.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is, I think, it's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's a pretty good defense there too. So
Yeah.
obviously the Chiefs favorite for the Super Bowl. Um, we're supposed to be talking about Tampa and the Saints now, but
Sorry.
it's gonna be interesting with all these. And
Yeah.
it blows my mind how teams, like a few of these we see, like the Ravens, the Saints, the Packers. We've seen them pretty much every year. They're regulars in the playoffs, and even the Rams to an extent. But now we got the Bills and the Chiefs going for the AFC title. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And the Bucks and the Packers. I mean, Bucks, they haven't really been there since they won the Super Bowl in 2003. So
Yeah.
it's a change in the garden, and it is nice to see.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
who knew Brady moving to Tampa was gonna help fix the parity of the
Yeah.
league? But
But yeah, um, Tampa Bay and New Orleans, the game I think kind of came down to turnovers
yeah,
for the Saints. 3 interceptions for Drew Brees. What a terrible way to go out, man.
for
I
real,
hate to say it.
man.
And then Jared Cook had a fumble, which I saw that, and I'm just like, dang, that was just a good play.
Yeah,
Like, jeez, man. But yeah, rough way to go out if he is going to retire. I know Philip Rivers retired today. Did you see that?
yeah, yeah. He's done, and funny, after 17 years, his jersey number 17, that he's lacing it up, and I believe is going to be a high school football coach. Um,
I
uh,
wonder for which one for all of his kids.
yeah, I know, right? It's like I think he needs two more kids, and he can field a whole side of either offense or defense. But
How many
um,
does he have? Jeez.
he has 9 kids.
Oh my lord.
I mean, I think he's got 2 boys, but who knows? Philip Rivers' girl, she could probably play football too.
Oh yeah.
but uh, but yeah, so he needs 2 more there to get I guess a left tackle or and a left guard or something maybe. Um, but yeah,
Field a flag football team.
yeah, I think he's going to be a high school football coach, but I'm not sure where. I think last year, year before, he had moved to his family moved to Florida, so maybe that's where they'll be
Yeah.
going and settling down. But it's a great career for that guy. He really should have had probably more accolades. The Chargers teams, man, they had one year where they were like great on everything except for special teams, of all
Yeah.
things. Like they were first, I think they were first in offense, first in defense, and like towards the bottom in special teams.
Yeah.
And they didn't. I don't even know if they made the playoffs that year, being the best in offense and defense. But
Dang man.
it's a great career, and it ends. He had a solid run in his end.
Yeah.
Colts made it the playoffs, and of course they got knocked out by the Bills. But it's gonna be interesting to see if he has any high school teams go to the state title or something.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I just think it'd be cool to play for Philip Rivers. I wonder what that's gonna be like.
Right. Well, yeah, anyways, Brady had 199, 2 touchdowns. Fournette and Ronald Jones literally almost split even, 63 and 62.
Uh,
Nobody really stood out receiving. Nobody had over 50 yards receiving, which is crazy to me. But
yeah, they
yeah,
had like you mentioned, the turnovers that really helped with field position. So they got a few field goals that way, and so that's just the way it goes sometimes. Where like you return good, like the Saints, man, with the punt returns.
yeah,
Good God, Deontay Harris took a shot, and I think he didn't return that one all the way, but man, he
yeah.
got nailed and then just bounced off of it and kept going. Right up, the guy timed it perfectly.
Oh yeah.
And I was
That's
like, and
when
then
you.
he did it
That's
again too. I think I was like, geez, man.
about to say that's when you text me when hit stick does absolutely nothing on that.
Right, right. You're like playing all Madden and you try to hit stick the guy and it's like, nope. Got it. And he's like 100 pounds, and you're like a freaking linebacker or something coming at him.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it was a good game. Good, it was good defensive battle. I like that Bucks defense, man. Devin White had
Yeah.
a great day. The D backs have been pretty good for him as well. Sean Murphy Bunton had a good pick in that one. I think the last game too, he might have had a pick.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean they've been great. And then of course the offense, you got weapons like Mike Evans, you got Gronk, you got Brady at quarterback, you got Rojo and Leonard Fournette there, running back. So it's a fun team too, man. I'm kind of rooting for Tampa. I don't want to be biased, but kind of
Yeah.
rooting for Tampa. And I like the coach Bruce Arians. So it's a fun team to watch. Even with Tom Brady on it, it's still an entertaining team,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you can root for them.
Hmm.
But they move on. Tampa with a 30-20 lead, 30-20 win over the Saints. And they move on to play the Packers, who beat the Rams 32-18.
Yep.
Um, that was kind of expected. I thought the Rams defense did well to start with, but then it ended up being kind of not enough. They only
Yeah.
lost by 2 scores. I mean that's a big deal in the NFL, but really that's two mistakes on defense, and they could have been right back in the game. So
Yeah. Yep. Kind of like you said, it was a good game. Aaron Donald had his snap count limited in this game. He's dealing with that injury, so he didn't play the whole game. So I think that would have made a difference too.
yeah.
um, Sorry, getting adjusted here.
Oh boy.
Cam Akers had 90 yards and a touchdown. I think he's really stepping up to be the number one guy in
Yeah.
the running back situation there. Jared Goff hurt thumb 21 of 27. Not bad. 174 yards. Not terrible.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
game.
considering, and they were in Green Bay where it was cold. Which probably didn't
Yeah.
help that thumb at all.
296 for Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdowns. 99 rushing yards for Aaron Jones, 65 for Jamal Williams. AJ Dillon again, another one, 27 yards. I mean, that's pretty dang good for 3 running backs.
Yeah, yeah,
And Allen Lazard, 96 for 1 touchdown, 66 1 touchdown for Devontae Adams. I mean, the Packers offense is just rolling, man.
yeah.
Like,
And
I
seeing the
mean,
Rams, I thought might be, which like you said, Aaron Donald being on a kind of a play count, snap
yeah,
count or whatever.
yeah,
But even still, I thought the Rams defense would have been a good test for them, but it wasn't really enough. And we'll see. Tampa's defense has been really good as of late.
yeah,
So hopefully, if you're rooting against Green Bay, hopefully the Buccaneers come through, because defense is gonna be huge in that one, and that's gonna be a good game. Battle of the Bays up in Green Bay.
mm-hmm,
The warm weather team having to go all the way up to Green Bay, but I think they'll be prepared, and it should be a good game. Green Bay obviously is going to be the favorite in that, of course, but
yeah.
um, it's going to be entertaining. These two championship games should be pretty good coming up. So
Oh, definitely.
all right, let's see. So I'll switch over, show you the matchups again. Got Buffalo number 2 against number 1 Kansas City, and number 5 Tampa going to Green Bay. All right, so we're gonna make our picks, or anything else you want to add to the recap?
I got nothing. You want me to ask you that question very
Oh
quickly?
yeah, you had some secret question. Let's hear it.
So, I saw this somewhere, and it was excluding cap hits. Don't Cap's not a part of it. Pick 3 players that you have to keep from your favorite team, but the rest of them have to go.
Oh man. So I keep 3 players, and we get 49 new ones.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
I thought about this for a long time with the Panthers, and I was like, okay, well, I just named the top 3 that I wanted to keep.
Yeah.
I was like McCaffrey, Jeremy Chin, and Brian Burns.
Yeah, it was good 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but DJ Moore was also making a good,
Yeah. Well,
a
see, like
good
with
case.
those, like maybe you feel like, well, I could probably get a better wide receiver or something.
Yeah,
Like Christian McCaffrey, you're limited on how many more can play like him.
yeah.
And Brian Burns and Jeremy Chin, good young guys that have really shown up this past year. Um, with the Titans, let's see, Derrick Henry, of course.
Yeah.
Um, AJ Brown, I'll go with
Okay.
him. Playing. By the way, if you haven't seen it, man, AJ Brown was ruled by a doctor that he should not have been playing like week 2 on. They were saying he
Really?
shouldn't have been able to come back, or they suggested he shouldn't come back. I should say,
Yeah.
because
Is he getting his knees worked on or
yeah,
something?
he got surgery on both knees. I think it was yesterday, or the day before, and he actually went live on Instagram while he was on the medication, which is fun. You need to look Twitter and everything, check that out. That was entertaining. And then he had a tweet saying like AJ's sorry for going live while he was on medicine or something. But man, that dude, and he made the Pro Bowl and got over 1,000 yards receiving when he probably shouldn't have been playing. I mean, that dude could be a stud.
Yeah.
And Michael Thomas had a story kind of like that too. I don't think he was with his issues as long, but he was basically playing for Drew Brees. He said, because he wanted to get him one more Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But man, some of these guys are just a different breed, man. And it's not even just wide receivers. They're all over the league. It's insane what these guys do.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, anyway, back to my three. I would definitely go Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, and I don't know. I really like Tannehill. I feel like I do need to get somebody on defense though.
Okay.
Maybe Big Jeff on defense, defensive tackle.
All right.
But yeah, that's a tough question, man. Like,
Right, man.
cause I like our linebackers too. I like. I mean, I don't know the offensive line. Taylor Lewan, I like him.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one there, man. Jeez. Um. Oh yeah, we were going to talk about Deshaun Watson a little bit too. We'll
Oh
go and
yeah,
get
that's
that out
right.
of the way. How many teams in the league you think could use Deshaun Watson and maybe make the Super Bowl?
Good Lord, man. I
Probably
was
half the
telling
league.
yeah, I was telling my coworker, our front office lady today, because she watches the Panthers a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, they're terrible," and I'm just like, there's rumors that we're gonna trade for Deshaun Watson, and she's like, who's that?" And
What?
I'm just like, top 7 quarterback in the league, easy.
Just the
Uh,
second highest paid. Like come
yeah,
on.
and I'm just like, he's so good. If we get him, the Panthers will go from non-playoffs to probably run a deep playoff run.
Yeah, I mean, which you look around your division, Tom Brady, he's not gonna be there for that much longer. We don't think. I mean, who knows? Maybe he could go
Yeah,
2 or 3 more years. Who knows? But you got Drew Brees not going to be at the Saints. If not this year, it'll be next year. He's going to be done.
yep,
Matt Ryan's getting up there. The Panthers get Deshaun Watson. They get kind of ahead of the curve with everybody. Have somebody that's already in their prime,
mm-hmm.
and if they can
And
keep all
with the
their
weapons,
weapons, yeah.
uh,
If
whew,
it, yeah, I mean, like, which McCaffrey is one that I've heard being traded. Which I've actually heard Panthers fans say they would be okay with this. They would be okay
yeah,
with McCaffrey being part of a deal for Watson. And
yeah,
there's reason with the stats. If you look, the team stats were basically the same with or without McCaffrey.
yeah,
So I don't know. I mean, he's a difference maker on that team, but
yeah,
Deshaun Watson, I think, could put him over the top if they feel that way and they think they can move on from McCaffrey. They better be successful if they make
yeah.
that
No,
move.
yeah. I don't
Um,
see us trading away our face of the franchise pretty much right now.
yeah,
I mean, kind of like I was telling you earlier. I think if we offered Bridgewater 2 first and a second, I think that's a fair deal. I mean, that's a lot to trade away. Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
but I mean,
It could be worth it. I
yeah,
mean, like, that's just how good this guy is. They definitely need to build around Um, I don't know. Like I'm not too familiar with the offensive line with the Panthers, but
Yeah,
usually if your team's not doing well, that's an indicator.
yeah,
Not all the time. Like you look at the Browns where they had was Joe Thomas, like one of the best linemen ever, and couldn't go anywhere with him. But
yeah,
that's one spot to look at. The
yeah.
defense
I
has
mean,
been good for him, keeping them in games. So
yeah, our defense is very young, man, and
yeah,
our offensive line, we have a right tackle who we need to sign, Taylor Moton.
yep,
He's a good one,
yep,
and as soon as we let go, once our offensive linemen get good, and then we let him go. We
yeah,
don't sign him, and I'm sitting here like, why did we let him go?
yeah.
But hopefully
It's a
we'll
weird
sign him.
it's a weird league sometimes. Like some teams, they value different things more, and you got different pieces that need more. But the Panthers, of course, I like the Panthers as a spot for Deshaun Watson. I think that's a great move for him. He gets to kind of be close to Clemson again.
Hmm.
I think he's from Atlanta or at least Georgia, so he's not far from home over in Charlotte. Um, and the Texans, I don't see that it's going to get better for them there. I don't see them doing anything to right what went wrong this year,
Yeah,
and
I
and
mean they
it
traded away their number one receiver.
yeah, and then of course Will Fuller getting PED busted
Yeah,
didn't help either. Um, but there are other teams that kind of have been in talks or rumored as a good pick. Of course, the Dolphins were a really strong pick because they have so many draft picks, and they could probably put in Tua in a trade.
yeah, yeah,
And that's not a bad spot for Watson either because that was almost a playoff team this year. With what they had.
yeah,
So that's one that to look at. Washington was another one that was mentioned. They got good young receivers for them there, a decent offensive line, a good defense that keeps you in games. And a good young defense, kind of like the Panthers. So that's another place. There's teams all around the league that could use them, like the Jets I've seen mentioned, but I don't think the Jets is a good situation for him.
yeah,
Jacksonville was mentioned. That's another one. I don't think that's a good. They kind of need to just start fresh with a guy.
yeah,
So they're looking at Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, whoever they go with those two teams.
yeah. But the
Um,
Jets, they're talking about not even drafting a quarterback
yeah.
up in New York, which is
Let's
crazy.
and see if they're good with Darnold. If they think they can get pieces around him, um, I would just stick with that. I mean,
Yeah,
um, and it would be cool to see. I really want the Jets to be competitive. It was nice seeing three teams and the Bills and Dolphins really show up in that division. If you had all four of them teams doing well against each other in real battle, I mean that would be something because that hasn't happened in a while where
yeah,
all of them were kind of competitive. Um, but the Jets, I don't think they have a team ready for Deshaun Watson. Like if he wants to go somewhere where he can win now,
yeah,
I don't think that's the place. And some other teams like I think I've seen 49ers, I've seen Falcons. Falcons is a tricky situation because Matt Ryan's a big contract they would um, have to deal with or eat all that money and they just can't do
yeah,
that. And I don't think the Texans would do a straight up trade Watson for Matt Ryan and picks even because I
yeah.
just don't think that's worth it for the Texans. But he definitely needs to get traded somewhere though with all these rumors. I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
right.
you can't stay in Houston. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
But then
Sorry,
you feel
Texans
bad for
fans, but
JJ Watt, you know?
well, they're talking about him getting traded,
Really?
and I've heard Pittsburgh for him, and honestly, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He could
I
be
mean,
there with TJ, and
yeah, I wouldn't complain because I think even Derek Watt's on the Pittsburgh Steelers, ain't he?
I think so. He's a fullback. I think he did get on there.
Just get all the Watt brothers on one team.
Yeah, I
Wouldn't that
mean,
be funny?
and which I don't know that JJ Watt's as good as what he was. He's still a good player and a good leader in the locker room, and I
Yeah.
think that would be a good piece for pretty much that part would be a good piece for pretty much any team out there. But yeah, the Steelers needing they kind of need a bit of an edge rush, a big guy to get back there.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Steelers. I wouldn't mind the Titans going for J.J. Watt. Because we could use an edge rusher and a leader on the defense. We kind of have some guys that have kind of grown in the system, become leaders, and but somebody like that coming in would be another piece. It's gonna be interesting. I think both of those guys get traded, and hopefully to good situations for them. And for Texans fans, hopefully they get some kind of good return that they use properly
Yeah.
going forward. Because man, they were doing really good a couple years ago, and then now it's like a
Yeah.
ghost town. It's just a complete 180.
Yeah. Mm. And kind of like I said, Texans fans, my offer still stands.
Right. Yeah. Let your ownership know and your GM know that Travis would like the Panthers to trade Teddy and some picks for Deshaun Watson. It's a good deal.
I think it's fair. I mean,
It's better
what?
than David Johnson for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely. Like, I mean, if you think about it, Teddy can start for another year, and then you have a draft pick this year and next year, which you don't have right now.
Yeah, they don't pick. What is it till the fourth round? I think they don't pick.
Exactly. So give
So I
him a first
mean,
and second, and Teddy, and
like this trade will make, or both trades. Heck, if you trade J.J. Watt and get picks out of it too,
yeah,
I mean they could have a draft this year. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Make up for that. Was it the Laramie Tunsil deal with the Dolphins? That's what a big chunk of the picks went to the
yeah. Right.
Dolphins. So, but yeah, so I mean that's kind of the news. They had some coach signings. I try to keep up with those kind of things on Facebook and Twitter. Travis will post things about that every now and then and other sports stuff. So if you're not following, go ahead and follow us at Section 431 Pod on Facebook, on Twitter. We're on YouTube as well, where you can watch the video if you're not already. We're on podcast servers, so if you're just listening to us, you can also check us out on YouTube as well. Hit the subscribe so you don't miss an episode.
Yep.
But yeah, so back to the games. That's pretty much the news for the week. The championship games, we got the Bills visiting the Chiefs, and the Battle of the Bays, Tampa and Green Bay. Coming up, and I need the times. Which one's Saturday and which one's Sunday? I need to figure that out.
I think they're both Sunday.
Oh, they're both Sunday. Okay. Let
Yeah.
me see.
Yeah. Times are, uh, the Battle of the
Oh, yep.
Bays at 3, and then 6.
Yeah, 3:05 Eastern, Tampa at Green Bay, and 6:40 Eastern, Bills at Kansas City.
Yep.
All right, so up first we'll go with the NFC side this time. We got the 14-3 Packers going up against the 13-5 Bucks. Packers are 3-point favorites with an over/under of 51. Don't know the weather there, but it's probably going to be cold up in Green Bay.
They said 24 degrees with a chance of snow last week.
Oh man,
So
they ain't
it's
in
gonna be a
Tampa
rough
anymore.
yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and just say my pick because I'm really rooting for this team. Their defense has been great. I think they could be a good challenge. I think being in Green Bay does affect things.
No.
But I'm gonna go Tampa on this one.
This is gonna be interesting.
And Tampa can host the Super Bowl if this happens.
This is gonna be some interesting picks. I already know.
Oh what?
Oh,
You about to pick the other?
I'm picking Green Bay.
No. Picking the favorite. Ah man, Travis
Yeah.
going Packers.
Good lord, yeah.
Well,
I just
3-point
think Aaron-
favorites. It's close.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady is gonna be a good matchup, but we'll see. It's gonna be a good game. I just think the Packers are gonna be a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a
and
test,
Green Bay
man.
weather.
It's a test. The Green Bay's offense is, they're probably one of the top two. I don't know if it's either them, the Chiefs, or the Bills. It's probably the best offense right now.
Yeah.
But Tampa, probably the best defense, and so it's going to be interesting to see, best defense, best offense, how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mark Tampa on the screen though, because
That's
I
fine.
want to see a team host a Super Bowl. I think that'd be cool. Then next we have Buffalo at Kansas City, and of course Kansas City's the favorite, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Bills. Chiefs are
yeah.
3-point favorites, 53.5 over under, 640 at night. I'm gonna go with the Bills. Uh,
So wait, who's the favorite for this one? Chiefs by
Chiefs
3?
by 3. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So this is what I said it's going to be interesting because I'm picking the Chiefs.
I know you are.
But the thing is, if Mahomes doesn't play, it's going to be the Bills. But I'm banking on Mahomes is going to be fine, which it seems like he is, and it's trending that way. So I'm picking the Chiefs.
You think the Bills are gonna hit them?
Oh God, if he does,
Like,
if they do,
man,
everybody's going to be holding their breath that first
right,
hit.
every single time. Probably the first snap they'll be holding their breath.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think the Bills have been a good team this year. They've really, like I've mentioned before, they've really come on strong towards the end of the season. Kansas City's kind of been coasting. Last week they did have to play a little more against the Browns, but I don't know, man. I feel good about the Bills. I think also it'd be funny Bucks and Bills have dollar signs in the Super Bowl. You're going for the State Farm Bowl, so see if the Rogers rate will beat the Patrick Price or
oh
whatever
yeah.
there. But
I'm going for
um,
the State Farm Super Bowl, and you're going for Bills and Bucks.
yeah, and the Bucks get to host the Super Bowl like that. That's something that hasn't happened, so
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. And also there's memes going around that of course the Bills would finally make the Super Bowl with Tom Brady out of the AFC, only to face Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. But it's just to beat him one last time or something. But
yeah, right.
once it gets there, Bucks or Bills, I'm good with it. Chiefs, I'm not a Packers fan. I don't really like the Packers, but any of those three we'll be good with as a champion, I think. But I'm gonna go Bucks and Bills. I think it's an interesting. That'd be an interesting Super Bowl there. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Any other news in the sports world? I know we got college basketball going on
That's I
Sunday.
always pull up something for racing. So
Oh yeah,
nothing.
congrats,
Yeah,
Kyle
Kyle
Larson,
Larson.
on the
That's
Chili
right.
Bowl. And we also I posted some on Facebook. Some I think we had 2 or 3 announcements for guys that were going to be in the Daytona 500.
Yeah,
I saw Austin Cindric. I think I posted that one. He's going to be driving the 33 Penske something.
yeah. That's weird. I don't know why at 33.
Oh,
You
I'm trying to
know.
remember. The 33 was a Childress car before, right?
Yeah. Jamie McMurray is going to attempt the 500.
Right. Yeah.
Natalie Decker is going to attempt the 500.
I like how you say attempt.
Yeah.
I
Ty
hope
Dillon's
she
going to
does well.
Yeah, Ty Dillon's going to attempt the 500. Haley Deegan's in the one truck this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I hope she does well, man. Like
Yeah,
that's one that there's some that don't want a girl in the sport or whatever, but that girl can drive.
yeah,
So I'm hoping to see anybody in the sport, that's really really working hard at it and getting it done. They got some new teams coming to NASCAR as well.
uh-huh.
Pitbull has announced he's officially with what is it, the
Trackhouse.
99 team? Yeah, Trackhouse.
Yeah,
So that's gonna be a fun team to watch, I think, with Daniel Suarez. I'm rooting for that team a little bit because it's something new. Like if you see a newer team do well, like 2311 or 23XI, whatever they're
yeah,
calling it. Like if you see those teams do well, that's only going to grow the business of NASCAR and only going to grow the fans and stuff and build up NASCAR, which some fans are kind of against because they don't want anything new. But to keep growing and to reach a new audience,
yeah,
you kind of have to do that. And I think they're doing the right thing. They're getting the right people in there, getting different people in there. I think NASCAR is gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna change, especially when that new car comes in.
mm-hmm.
It's gonna be even more entertaining for some people, so that maybe
Yeah.
have not watched it yet or anything.
And we got 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 more days until racing.
Oh man,
and
so
that
far
and,
away.
and that's the Clash. The Clash is to start it off.
So what's the date for that?
February 9th.
February 9th. Okay, so after the Super Bowl, we get the
Yep.
Clash.
hmm
It's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
good.
It's going to be at the road course, Daytona. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's
mean,
that's interesting. A change to the schedule there, but
yeah.
that'll be
But I'm
interesting
I'm
though.
excited to see what Larson does. I'm excited for a lot of stuff. But shoot, what are we talking about? We're gonna have a whole video on NASCAR coming up soon.
Oh yeah,
So
this is just a little teaser. Yeah, we're not gonna delve in too much. I'm really wanting to do like a we're kind of look at the paint schemes. Saw saw Chase Elliott's paint scheme changed, and I had to tag you on it to ask what's the difference? Can I get a side by side? Apparently there's some yellow in different places, and I think the number color may have changed, but
yeah,
we'll look into that stuff. We'll look into new drivers, new rides,
yep,
new faces in the sport. We'll have a whole video on our YouTube page dedicated to that stuff. Coming, what do you think? Maybe we'll do that the Pro Bowl week. I think,
yeah,
yeah, because I don't know if we're really, I don't know how we're gonna do the Pro Bowl week as far as the regular podcast, but
yeah.
um, we'll figure that out when we get to it. Uh,
It could be a break week, but we still put content out.
yeah, we'll put videos and stuff up. Yeah, that'll work. We'll do that
Yeah,
probably next week.
knock
Um,
out like 1 to 2 videos or something, and just get it out there.
yeah, have some different things for you guys to watch. Over on the YouTube channel, those won't be on the podcast side. They'll be just exclusively on the Section 431 Pod on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to catch those. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna just show that's my pick. Buffalo at Tampa in the Super Bowl. Oh
Yeah,
man, it's
and
gonna
I'm
be good.
picking the State Farm.
Yeah, you got the Patrick Price and the Rogers rate. All
So
right, well, that'll just about do it for this week. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in, for watching, for liking, subscribing, everything. I just figured out how to subscribe back to people, so a lot of you guys, if you subscribe to me, will subscribe back to you. I was kind of, I guess, rude about that because I didn't like subscribe back or whatever, but yeah, I didn't get a notification or something. I don't even remember,
yeah,
um, but yeah, that just stay tuned. We'll have some more. We'll have NASCAR stuff. We'll have different. YouTube's gonna have some exclusive things, some different things we'll look into. We're gonna kind of expand a little bit in that.
yeah.
So definitely stay tuned. It'll be cool. It'll be fun, like usual. But thanks again, guys, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.